How's it going?
It's going well.
Great, actually.
Forwards. Yeah.
It's much better to do this together than alone.
Yes, yes.
We're rolling.
It's always good to
Excellent.
have a partner.
It's good to have a wingman.
Cool.
Thanks for being mine.
Spotter, shooter. Spotter, shooter.
Do you want to do swap? No.
No,
You see the look in my face when I say it?
You're just like,
I'm like, whatever.
That sucks.
Go ahead, shoot.
Cool.
Everybody knows that the spotter is the more awesome, technically trained one.
Uh-huh.
You just get to say fire a bit more.
I said fire.
But really, the sniper just listens to the spotter because you say, as soon as you say fire, I just pull my finger back and the trigger will be pulled whenever he, in the middle of fires. I don't choose.
I should have done it a little bit to make it a little hard for you. I should have gone like fire, fire.
Cool.
You're like, cool, we're wasting time.
Yeah,
And
it's all good though.
Okay.
Would you like to introduce each other's characters rather than introduce your own
Oh my God,
characters?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Kind of crazy. But
He plays this.
He
wise
plays
ass.
this guy who's dealing with his sexuality. He's having a struggle. He has a relationship with a cowboy. And he...
And they find this safe place to have it, apart from society. He plays Swafford, who's, starts off the movie as the company wise ass, and sort of gradually, over the course of the film, becomes more and more of a loose cannon.
cool.
He plays Troy. Is it Alan Troy?
Mm-hmm.
He plays Troy, Alan Troy, and he's a little bit of a, I don't know, he's a mystery sort of towards the beginning, and they become friends out of wedlock. They become friends in boot camp, or in sort of right after boot camp, and he then he has a shady past towards the end of the film that he's carrying around with him the whole time, and then something happens to him that we won't tell anybody.
Cool.
His was so much more articulate than mine.
It was kind of, yours was a good
I
answer
never
too,
really cared what he was doing in the film. I
Yeah,
wasn't
so he
really
was-
thinking about why he was there.
He's like, what was
I
your
was-
name in the film?
Who were you and
Troy
how did you play
Alan?
it?
Was it
Alan
Alan?
Troy?
But it was a little weird because it never said his name was Alan Troy. I mean, it does.
I never
sort
said
of
my own name, yeah.
But then when it says,
it was on my dog
it
tags.
says on your dog tags Alan
Yeah.
Troy, which is a little bit sort
And
of
how-
Mormon.
Can you-
Anyway, yeah. Ultimately, what the film's about is I've heard a lot of people say that it's a war movie without war, which to me belittles what war is in general, which is mostly in the minds of the soldiers that fight in it. I think audiences expect that war has to do with blood and bullets, and ultimately war is not what's outside of the soldiers, but I think what's inside. And
The waiting is a part of it.
that waiting is, the biggest part of, I think, probably what I've, at least in terms of what I've heard from people who fought in wars, a lot of waiting is what it's about, and dealing with what is going on within your mind and how you process certain situations. And for me, what's so interesting about the film is that it is a film about waiting, but it's the most entertaining film about waiting I've ever seen.
What a lot of guys know about becoming a Marine before they join the Marines is from movies. We learn about movies from Apocalypse Now and Full Metal Jacket and all of those things. So, and it just so happens that Kubrick did a decent job with Full Metal Jacket and made it look like boot camp. So when you go to do boot camp, that's what it looks like. And they do say lines from movies, just like in our movie, he says the line from Full Metal Jacket. So, it is a meta moment in the movie, but it's also something that is realistic.
Yeah, because I was just thinking it's kind of almost a part of the film's sort of message is that it's just this machine. And Full Metal Jacket, it's the same, but it's still just churning out these guys to go to war, if you see what I mean.
The irony is that all of those films, Full Metal Jacket, Apocalypse Now, Deer Hunter, all those films in the film are films that audiences consider to be realistic war films, which they are in a lot of ways. But what this film does is use those films as a way or a means to excite the audience and all the actors in the story and the soldiers to get to war. And ultimately, when they finally get there, it's not what they expect from all the war movies that they've watched. And neither is this film.